Hey everyone, welcome to Twin Flame Tuesday. My name is Ceree and I am part of the crew from The Spiritual View. Welcome. We're delighted and honored that you would join us today for a Twin Flame reading. This is Tuesday, May the 7th, and I'd like to do a shout out to Dawn, who gave us a wonderful video last Friday, May 3rd, talking about the new moon today in Taurus. And the new moon is today at 11:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as we know, the new moon in Taurus is ruled by Venus, her home sign. Jupiter is here, but all this to say there's much positive energy. And Dawn has done a lovely job of really explaining to us, how do you set intentions in a new moon, and how do you set that intention out to manifest what your heart's desiring. And so I would encourage you to look at Dawn's video. If you want more information about the spiritual view, check the description box below. If you want a private reading, that information is included as well. So today, on to Twin Flame Tuesday. Today we're going to look at the energies between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And today's decks I'm going to be using is the Twin Flame Ascension deck. I'm going to be using the Angel Oracle cards and Light Seers Tarot. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. I actually did a previous take and I just laid the cards down and I got to the end and I mangled it. So this is my second go around, but I'm using the deck that I just pulled. We're going to start with a couple of angel cards to get divine messages for each counterpart. So if you relate to the energies of the divine feminine, this is really for you. We're going to start with the card 2020, and this is about compassion. Diplomacy, mercy, potential, service, recovery, adaptability, and renewal. This is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct, but it's also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. So what a wonderful message from the angels to the divine feminine. For the divine masculine, the number is 0110. I think that's called a palindrome. This is about the divine masculine's belief system. Go after what you want: unique, destiny, inspiration, talents, gifts, appreciation, and gratitude. You're blessed with talents and gifts that make it easy for you to stand out from the crowd. Embrace what makes you different. That's what your path to success is. Your dreams will come true. So there's something going on energetically between the divine masculine and feminine related to, they're getting messages from the angels that it's time to use your talents and gifts for the greater world and being of service to one another, but being of service to those around you. I'm going to also give a message to each of the divine counterparts related to, these are messages about the twin flame journey. So divine feminine, your message for today was practice self-love and nurture your inner child. And I'm just going to read this to you. Self-love is a prerequisite for a heart-centered life. If you want the ultimate relationship with your twin, it starts with the relationship that you have with you. Practicing self-love impacts your thoughts, feelings, emotions, your choices and actions, and your relationships. The ability to love yourself is a direct reflection of how you perceive who you are in everyday life. You have experienced feelings of being unloved in many lifetimes that has left your inner child feeling neglected, causing you to feel separated from your inner source of love. When you feel hurt and rejected, it causes the heart to close off, most likely by taking things personally. This triggers you to react according to the suppressed emotions, including feeling unworthy of true love. This card indicates that you should listen to your inner voice. When you nurture your inner child, it creates a safe haven, which helps you feel respected and heard and loved because your needs are being met. This enables you to master the art of true love by overcoming difficulties that prevented you from experiencing loving relationships. Wow, a beautiful message. And I think no matter whether you identify with the energies of the divine feminine or the divine masculine, I think that's a general message for all of us. Self-love, self-care, nurturing the child within is really, really key. The message today on the twin flame journey for the divine masculine is interesting because it's called the karmic purge. All right. And I'm just going to go through reading for you what this says. It's called Mirror Reflections. The karmic purge shows up to reveal what you may not have wanted to see in yourself through the mirror image of your other half or your twin. These reflections are surfacing to help you see all aspects of you. If you face the fear and confront yourself in the mirror, it helps break those old cycles of previous programming. Refusing to look within can create interference that can pull the two of you apart energetically and physically. When your other half triggers you, pause and pay attention to your response before you act. Stop and ask yourself, how does my perception of them reflect my own weaknesses? Your answers reveal aspects of yourself that you may not have seen within. It is crucial that you restore balance within yourself before your other half can find balance within. This karmic purge will continue until you both have fully surrendered and you're willing to face each other in the mirror where you discover your true selves. So, messages to the divine masculine. It's time to get your talents out there with the angel card numbers, but also it's going to require some work. And it's okay because light and dark resides within each of us. And it takes courage and sometimes being fearless and taking that leap of faith to discover the darker sides of each of us. And the messages to the divine masculine is you will bring about union faster with your divine counterpart if you're willing to do the work and to look at those parts of yourself that perhaps you're not comfortable with or that you haven't faced before. It's actually okay. So great messages to get started. Now, we're using the Light Seers deck for the tarot spread, and I'm going to go through the energy of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, their joint energy, how they're both looking at one another, any messages from spirit to both counterparts, what each of them don't know about each other at this point in time, and then what's the outcome of their shared energies, and is there a possibility of union? And we've been talking about union over the past weeks, and I went back and listened to Jen's reading last week, and union is in the air, and there are a lot of twins who have come together, but there is a lot of energy over the next 2 to 3 months that's suggesting that many of you out there will come into union with your twin. And I will tell you, today's message is no different. All right, so to start out, the energy underneath the reading is the Three of Pentacles. And this is a beautiful energy of teamwork, of collaboration, wanting to work together for a common cause. And so the underlying energy suggests that there is the willingness and the desire on both the divine feminine and the divine masculine to work together in the sharing of the talents and gifts and the messages that we've gotten from the angels. But clearly, there is some work to do. The divine feminine's energy today is showing up as the Hierophant. And I love the Hierophant in this depiction in the Light Seers deck. This is about our belief systems. This is around what we think our values are, what's been expected of us in terms of relationship. And it can involve things such as marriage, contracts, but it's really centered and grounded based on what we believe. And I think that where the divine feminine is coming out today is, I think she's questioning the old way of doing things. And I'll go into that a little bit more detail in the way that she's looking at the relationship. The divine masculine today is showing up as the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles, to me, I get it a lot because I'm an Aries. This is about patience. And he is having to have patience with himself and probably some grace. If he is doing the work, he is taking the time to look within, but it's requiring a lot of patience and strength on his part. And at times, this is not easy. And so, divine masculine, if you're doing the work, good for you, because we've all gone through the dark night of the soul and we've come out the other side. And we know we got more work to do. But again, we recognize that light and dark reside within each individual, each soul. And it is our opportunity to look at the darkness and to transmute it into the light. The joint energies between the two, and this is fascinating, is the Magician. And the Magician, I call this the Midas touch, the gold card. And they're both, the joint energies between the two right now are really wanting to manifest a union. They do want to work together, and you've got the Three of Pentacles in the background saying, hey, the opportunity is here to collaborate, to work together, to share our talents and gifts with one another. But we're working on being the best and highest version of us individually. But by coming together, we can truly manifest a partnership. And that partnership doesn't always have to be romantic. I think people look at the twin flame journey oftentimes through the lens of romance, and that's one aspect of it, but it's got a higher calling. It's around our soul's journey. And if this is your other half, you're coming together in spirit of learning and sharing your gifts and talents and actually raising the collective vibration around you and helping others to seek their spiritual path as well. So this is the energy between the two divine counterparts, which is really, really lovely. The way that the divine feminine is looking at the relationship is through the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is a beautiful card of moving on, and you're seeking a higher spiritual relationship. And you don't want to go back to the way that you used to manifest relationships in the past. You're done with that. So the Eight of Cups and the way that you're looking at this potential relationship with your divine masculine is through the lens of, I want a spiritual partner. I want a different kind of partner, a purpose, a mission, working together. And I'm ready to do that. Now, the way that the divine masculine is looking at the relationship is through the lens of transformation, through the Death card. It's very clear that this divine masculine is going through a major, major transition. And the Death card is really about rebirth. And so when you get this card, it is reflective of someone who's going through the shedding of the old skin like a snake, moving away from an old way of being and operating on the earth, and moving into the newest and best version on a soul level that they can be. So the divine masculine is looking at this relationship for himself, but also what he wants to manifest. He doesn't want to go in the old world either. He wants to create something new with this divine feminine. Now, the message from spirit to the divine feminine about the journey, and this is all about surrender, the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands can be, I've carried a burden a long time and I'm just tired. I can't do it anymore. And sometimes it's giving up things, but oftentimes it can mean I just need to surrender to the universe, and the universe is trying to bring me this, and I may be fighting it. So it's about surrender and let it unfold as it should unfold. Don't fight it, just flow with the energy and allow the universe to bring to you what you have wanted to manifest. The message to the divine masculine is the Star. It's a beautiful card of hope and healing. And the message to the divine masculine is, you got this. You're doing the work. You're going through a complete transformation, and you are moving away and on from the old you. And in order to come into union, the two of you are doing the work. And there's much hope and healing here in relationship to your journey. Now, these next two cards are interesting because these are what the twins don't know about one another. So what the divine feminine doesn't know right now of what's going on with the divine masculine, that he's got some Five of Wands energy around him. And I see this, I call it the drama card. And it's usually people around the divine masculine. It could be he's in a work situation that's tough, or he is in another relationship that he's been navigating through. I did ask for a couple of clarifiers to say, what is going on with the Five of Wands? And two cards flew out. First card flew out as a clarifier was the Ten of Swords. And this is a sword of a card of, I'm ending this cycle of pain. I'm done with this. I'm no longer going to stay in this energy. And then the next card came out was the Empress, which is a beautiful card, another major arcana. And this is about rebirth as well. So the divine masculine is getting a lot of messages of rebirth and transformation and the cycle's ending of where he's been. So the divine feminine, what she doesn't know about him is that he is still closing out this old cycle, and he is trying to birth this new relationship, but he's got some conflict and drama that's going on around him that he is working through at the moment. What the divine masculine doesn't know about her, it's interesting, a couple of cards popped out. the Five of Swords popped out, and the Devil popped out. All right. And I said, well, all right, Five of Swords can be, there might be games being played, and the Devil can represent many things, but it can represent our fears. And the way that I'm looking at this card is because I clarified it with the Nine of Cups. I think the Divine Feminine right now, what he doesn't know about her is that she's told herself, she's played a game with herself in her head that she can't find true love, and she is afraid to manifest this coming in. She's afraid to manifest what she desires and what makes her happy, and she's got this unspoken fear going on within her, and she's told herself this story in her head, if you will. And how many times have we all been telling ourselves stories that really don't exist? But she wants to manifest, but she's afraid, and she's told herself that I can't have true love. So that is one of the challenges energetically going on between the twins. He's got a situation of conflict around him, and she is afraid that she will not be able to manifest this relationship. It can't be true. It's got to be for someone else and not for me. And so that's the challenge that's going on. And one of my cards just flew on the floor. But anyway, I'll get to the next part, which is, what is the probability or outcome of union at this time? What does it look like? Well, the first card that came out was the King of Swords. This is a great card of clarity. And I see the King of Swords as the energy of being able to kind of cut through all the BS and see things as they are, not for how we wish them to be. And so this is a really strong card of truth and of clarity about this relationship. And I think that both the divine masculine and feminine are having a lot of epiphanies at the moment with respect to what is the truth about how they feel about one another. What is the opportunity to come together in true partnership and to work together? So that is the first card that came out. The second card that came out was the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is all around a new start, a new opportunity to manifest this relationship. And it is a beautiful card of bringing something into the physical world that you have set your intentions. And so the probability of union, this is the beginning of a new start, a new relationship that's based on this higher version of each of them, but it's a higher version, the best that they can be of themselves that they're bringing to this relationship. And so that is one thing that's important to consider as you look at manifestation of this relationship. And the last card for the outcome, love it, is a Sun card. This is the most positive and brightest card in the deck. Very masculine energy. But again, this is all things in due course. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. We're putting everything together so this relationship can come to fruition and manifest. So the three cards, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, ending with the Sun, says union is at hand. And I asked Spirit, okay, Spirit, could you just give me one last recommendation? And I pulled the Two of Pentacles. Which path will they choose? And I said, okay, well, what are the paths? And the Hierophant came out again. And I think this means, because the card that came out underneath it, right after it, was the Queen of Wands. And so do I follow the old belief system and what I thought relationships were about, what I was told love was, what I was told marriage was, or relationships, or working together with someone of like-minded energy and vibration? This is saying, do you want to stay in the old belief system, or do you want to follow your passion? And there's a little bit of the fool's journey of taking a leap of faith in order to do that. So there is some great energy here of self-love, self-care, doing the work, the shadow work. There is a sincere desire to come together in a new relationship and to manifest a new beginning. Very clearly, both are doing lots of work on themselves. A lot of patience is required, But in the end, the environment is very, very positive for union at hand. So I want to give you hope. If you were hanging on and you've been doing your work, that the cards are reflecting some very lovely scenarios for the two of you to come together. And that is the reading for today. Again, just in humble gratitude, thank you for joining us. We are just delighted to be 6 readers together who come together once a month for a conversation, and we take different themes and topics every month, and we do daily readings. And we are just delighted and honored that you would join us. So like, subscribe, and share. Again, a shout out to my fellow readers. It's great to be part of this team. And this is your Twin Flame Tuesday. So I'll leave you with that. There's hope, union as at hand. All right, bye.